Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to the Horse Lord Mega Campaign in Victoria 2. In the last episode, I tried to figure out why we weren't getting more tanks, because I want to try and get tanks in all of my armies, if at all possible. And I was able to eventually sort out there's a couple of things going on. One, we don't have enough rubber, because all of the rubber that we currently have access to is being consumed by automobile factories and aircraft factories and things like that, and so we just don't have enough rubber factories for our or rubber output available for our tanks. That's just kind of the way it is. We're probably just going to have to deal with what tanks we have. Fine. We have a lot of tanks. I mean, it's not an insignificant amount of tanks. So, that should give us some advantage against those that don't have said tanks. So, fine. Also, that we are actually building tanks. The problem is that the current tank regiments that we have are just consuming all of our tank output right now, because we need a certain number of tanks to supply our current armies, and so I guess to replace ones that break down, or it's just kind of parts and stuff like that. So our tank factories are just building parts and materials to supply our current tanks, so they don't have enough to build new tanks. So that's kind of the way it is right now. Is what it is. So, begun distributing the army along the Kiev border, preparing eventually for a war to kind of knock Kiev and eventually France down. That's kind of my plan here. It is 1913, so we only have about 22 years left in the game before we're going to be moving on to Hearts of Iron. So I would like to get at least one more major war in. We'll see how that goes. I am going to need a few more armies, I think, before I can really do that. It seems that Kiev has deployed most of its army into the north here, which is fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some more armies recruiting. There's going to have to be the standard 30 stacks with mainly cavalry, which is okay. We probably really won't be able to mechanize our army entirely until Hearts of Iron. Which is fine. That's kind of what that game is for. So, let's go ahead. Let's get our... Let's train all of our infantry there in St. Petersburg. Let's get our hussars here, dragoons there, and then some artillery. So that'll go there. Vladimir. Let's train some infantry. Let's train some dragoons. Let's train some hussars. And arty. There we go. And down here, infantry, dragoon, hussar, artillery. There we go. So they get 3 armies going. Then we can move to the... Oh, looks like we're still dealing with some rebels. Oh, it's these rebels down here that I dealt with. Right. Because I kind of do have to protect my little puppet state here. Not sure what I'm going to do with them. I may eventually absorb them. But that may not be until Hearts of Iron as well. The Italians are busy with something. They are at war with the Chinese Empire, right? Because they just keep trying to do stuff over here. Colonial policy debated. The colonies are making headlines. The Bulgar Empire again following a fierce debate in the upper house. Members of the opposition have argued in favor of reduction of the budget allotted to colonial office. And both they and the majority MPs have conducted major offensives in the upper house and to try to convince swing voters and aisle crossers to come out in support of their respective policies. Gain 5 conservative in the upper house, gain 6 prestige. I'll take the prestige. Because we are kind of burning a lot of prestige to not get involved in a lot of the international crises. Because, you know, I want to do my own thing. I don't want to be forced into stuff just because. Alright, do we have more tank factories? We do have another tank factory under construction there. I don't know how much that'll help. Because the current tank factories are not producing as much as they could because of the supplies they just don't have access to. It looks like that some of our armor is actually training. Well, how about that? Well, we'll move it in and assign it to a proper army as I can. Well, the artillery was the first thing to finish? That's unexpected. And that is an armor that finished. Also unexpected. Alright, we finished Keynesian economics. It is July of 1913. Aeronautics is not available until 1914. Let's get our factory output efficiency going. So it looks like increasing the input efficiency of our factories did help a little bit. And so if we can make the outputs more efficient, we can make the factories make more with less. Ah, there's some more armor available. Excellent. Get over here. Alliance offer from Mongolia. Mongolia? Mongolia is now a thing, it would seem. Or it has been a thing, I just haven't noticed. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Could I potentially influence them? I can potentially influence them. I'm trying to influence Pasai, but still nada. Syria wants an alliance. No. Let's see. All roads lead to Ivanovo. We're going to use Tatar. That's our primary culture. Our primary ethnicity. Alright, time-saving measures are done. Management strategy. Continue working on that. Increase our factory output efficiency. And we've got none of this training. Japan is calling us against the Chinese Empire. We're going to decline. Primarily because I just don't have any troops out there. Because I'm planning other things. So I don't think that they're going to do very well against the Chinese. Grand strike in Ivanova. Workers demand higher wages. A socialist newspaper named Forward has been published in Ivanovo. We'll try to minimize how socialist they become. Discovered lighting. Alright, factory output efficiency plus 2.5%. Excellent. We're just waiting for this army to finish training. And then that army will be at full strength. Good. Alright, let's move them there. Alright, it is now 1914. And so as soon as this is done, we're going to begin work on aeronautics. So I want to start getting aircraft. Alright, this army is starting to finish. Alright, prestige, prestige, prestige. Excellent. Request for military access from Buryatia. No. Alright, more prestige. Alright. They're at war with the Chinese. German pan-nationalists have influenced their demands on Saxony. So they are no longer socialist, it looks like. Or no longer communist. Factory output efficiency up, good. No, they're still communist. Okay, aeronautics now. Start. When do we expect it to finish? '29th of January next year. Okay. No, we're not closing down the bars. We're not going into prohibition. It just isn't. Alright, you're not at war. And your armies are on their way back. Good. Alright, this army is done. Let's get that to the border. Still need some infantry and some dragoons here. Working on it. And there's some tanks. Alright. Bring those tanks up here. Ah. Increase Mongolia's opinion. Lions offer from Syria and Bavaria. No. And no. That's old news. Okay, you and you merge. Okay, that's at the full strength now. And there's some more tanks. Are we actually training any more tanks? Just out of curiosity. No, just some more infantry. Alright, well, let's see if I can get some more tanks going. Let's see. Armor. And some armor. Okay. I want to be sort of... And actually, let's go ahead and get one more armor training over here. Estonian soldiers. Demands strict discipline. Election is starting. I think we probably maxed out on tanks again. Well, we'll see. Enforce the curricula, get a little boost in tech points. '17th of January of 1915. And then we'll need to get military aviation to actually pop, and then we can start building aircraft for our armies. Upper house rearranged. Alright, you guys are ready to go. We'll make them in favor of jingoism. Alright, aeronautics is done. Now we just need to wait for this to pop. We have a 3% chance every month. So that's good. We're going to go ahead and go back to our commerce and get organizational development to increase our factory output efficiency. They are getting some tanks. On, Dragoons, come on. More in favor of jingoism. Alright, Hussars and Hussars. Just want to keep training up some armies. I do want to be careful because, again, supplies could become an issue. Those are not infinite. But 2 more armies should be okay. Well, just not do too much there. Alright, Mongolia increased their opinion. Good. Election has finished. Conservative Party is now the new ruling party. Ah, and there's some tanks. I think I need more troops here. So they could really pour in. I mean, I could overwhelm that army. I believe I could overwhelm that army. But 60,000 troops is not going to deal with all of this. Unless I can get the Italians involved. Keep them busy on that flank. Now, ships. John Maynard Keynes. Japan wants an alliance again. You know, we'll say yes, even though we don't really honor it at all. The Italians have some rebels. Looks like they're handling them pretty well. Alright, so there we go. Industry, nothing new there, nothing new with the army. Modern naval doctrine, naval base max level. Decisive firepower, naval firepower doctrine. Admin efficiency, tax efficiency, diplomatic influence. You know what? Let's increase our diplomatic influence. Oh, well, it still works. So they're allied with England, they're allied with Cleves, Tunis, us, and the Ost-Umanids. Attend the sixth Olympic Games? Yes, of course. Shall we host a World's Fair? Indeed we shall. With the competition for colonies constantly increasing as European nations scramble for Africa and the world, the Bulgar Empire has done well for itself. One Bulgar colony has, in the past few years, become internationally recognized as a model of well-managed European colony, and the attention that this colony has garnered for Bulgar colonial policy and the parliaments and courts of Europe is proving a wonderful boon for Bulgar research and international prestige. Wonderful. We gained a bunch of prestige. A giant pile of research points. And they lose militancy and consciousness. Excellent. Alright, march our army in there. Alright. The world has come to our capital to celebrate the World's Fair. So we got a bunch of prestige. Alright, market regulations is done. Economic responsibility, let's get that. The Kalika Protectorate. The Kalika Proletariat. Who are you? Oh, these guys. They became communist. Proletarian dictatorship. Okay. Human resource development, factory output efficiency, battlefield destruction doctrine, and military aviation. Excellent. Alright, you guys are done. I'm going to go ahead and bring them over there. Okay. Well, there we go. We can now build aircraft. But we're at the end of the episode, so we will stop here for now. So if you guys enjoyed it, thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.